Let's go ahead and bring in NBC News entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas, as well as NBC News senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett to join us now. Chloe, let's start with you. We just heard about 5 people who were charged. Officials saying that these was ultimately about who supplied the drugs to Perry, specifically the batch that they saw killed him. What do we think about what we just heard? What sticks out to you?
Morgan, there is a lot to unpack here, and here are some of the key takeaways. What they're saying is that actor Matthew Perry, that he relapsed with his addiction to drugs, specifically ketamine, in the fall of 2023, and that over the course of September and October of that year, that he was working with this doctor, Placentia, and another doctor, and he bought over $50,000 worth of ketamine. And you heard the U.S. Attorney Estrada even reading text messages where these doctors knew what they were doing was wrong and knew that they were allegedly taking advantage of Matthew Perry. Also, they reference a drug dealer, a woman named Sanya, and they talk about how she had this emporium when they executed a search warrant on her home of drugs that didn't just extend to ketamine, and that she had also sold Matthew Perry over $11,000 worth of ketamine, and that it was that ketamine that ultimately killed him. They also name his personal assistant, Iwamasa, and he was the one that we had repeatedly talked about who found Matthew unresponsive in the hot tub of his Pacific Palisades home, and you're looking at an image of Perry's backyard there, and he's named, and they talk about text messages that he was sending to the drug dealer and to also these doctors, and that he even administered ketamine to Matthew Perry. And they talk about how, obviously, yes, it's known that Special K and, ketamine is used recreationally, but that you're supposed to use it, obviously, in small amounts under the care of a doctor in a clinical setting. So obviously, this is all unfolding now. They were going through the indictment. I also have a copy of it. Obviously, very significant charges. They were talking about how the doctor faces over 100 years in prison, and that the drug dealer faces up to life in prison. Morgan?
All right, we want to bring in senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett now. Thank you, Chloe, for that. Laura, this sounds like one of those things y'all call a speaking indictment. There were so many details laid out for us just now by the U.S. Attorney, and this investigation involved local police, the DEA, the Postal Service, which people sometimes forget has an investigative arm. Look, everyone's innocent until proven guilty, but what were the most damning pieces of evidence and the text that stood out to you?
Yeah, the fact that they got their text messages, I think is pretty damning, because it's going to speak to what prosecutors think about as consciousness of guilt. And so anytime you see alleged defendants covering their tracks, saying delete everything, using encrypted messages, it's always tough to have that kind of evidence to go in front of a jury. It's also noteworthy, just sort of the theory of the case that they're offering is that they knew this was somebody who was addicted to drugs. They knew this was somebody who had relapsed. They knew that this was someone in a vulnerable position, and yet they were so desperate to make money that they did it anyway.
And someone with a lot of money, as he read, I wonder how much this moron will pay.
Yeah, that's going to be the kind of evidence that goes in front of the jury.
All right. NBC News entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas and NBC News senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett with us here in studio. Thank you both so much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.